Okay, people here. Yeah, I'm in my truck because it seems like, man, tell you, man, just my foot hanging there in my boot, man, sometimes hurts like hell. Just sitting there in the cast hurts like hell. Just sitting there without, just sitting there, period. Sometimes it hurts like hell. Anyway, I need to tell y'all why I'm going to be sliding backwards in my video footage, and it's because, and I'm going to have to factory reset my phone, and I'll explain why. I get this message on my phone after I shot 3 videos with the Filmora Grow app on my phone, and during the process of having that on my phone, there comes these notices on my phone telling me your camera storage, your device storage is getting extremely low. Some of your apps may not function correctly or properly. So I just like, well, didn't really know what the hell that meant. I hope it's not affecting Filmora or anything else. And so it just was giving a lot of lagging on the internet search engines, Google Maps. I had to sit there and turn around like 5 times because it kept stopping and then going, and then it would tell me to turn left up here, and then I would turn left, and then it would say turn around, and because it was stopping, it was lagging. So I'll go home to my son and I say, son, what the hell is wrong with this phone, man? He says, I don't know, but I'll look at it later. So I go and I took like 7 videos of this truck of installing the clutch. Or removing the old stuff, and I got that up there. I think I did get a chance to put up there. But the install of the clutch pack and the install of everything else, and the installs that I'm having to do and go through, I'm going to go back and have to reset my phone. And here's why. I told my son, I said, okay, look, dude, Filmora Go even locked up on me. And he goes, okay, well, Dad, let's sit down, calm down, let's look at it. He goes, oh, Dad, look, as soon as he turns it on, it says, due to the message come up. He says, due to your apps, recently unused apps can be uninstalled on your phone to make it to where, you know, it frees up space and you can I can make Filmora Go work. And he goes, it was locked up. He said, well, let's just uninstall it, free up some space, clean your phone, and reinstall it. So he goes, okay. So we uninstall it and then go to reinstall it. He cleans the phone and all the data cache and the cookies and everything out like that. And that's not the storage that we had to clean, come to find out. We had to clean the app. The apps. So we go to reinstall Filmora Go, and it says, oh, well, can't install this app due to memory space. You need to delete some unused apps to install this one, is what it basically told us. And so he goes on there and he says, well, let's see what else apps you got in here, Dad. I said, dude, I don't think I have any more. That's the only one I've ever installed. And he looks on there and it says, no apps installed. I said, well, what's going on, son? He says, don't know. So I call the Metro PCS people up, and they put me on hold. And so I get in the car, and I drive down to the store that I called, and I'm on hold, and I walk in there, and he's talking to one customer, and he goes to finish, and he says, may I help you, sir? I said, yeah, dude. I've been on the damn hold. I've been on hold for a good minute now. I've had enough time to get in my car and drive down there, and you keep taking care of... I understand you're the only one-man banjo in here, dude, but why don't you take a break and take care of somebody that's on the phone first? Because I'm still on the phone hold. I could drive down here quicker than I could get help on the phone. He goes, well, I'm sorry, sir. That's just the way I'm trained. I go, okay, that's fine. So I ask him this, that, and the other. He calls the manager in there, and the manager looks at the phone. He goes, oh, he says, pokes around a little bit. He says, oh, this phone, he says, yeah, this phone, it's pretty much a low-end phone. I go, yeah, I know. I can't afford to buy an expensive phone, but you told me that it was a decent phone because it had a decent camera and everything else, and a good-sized screen TV. It's not a little bitty tiny screen like this. It's like this big, you know. It's not a big, huge one, you know. It's just a decent size one. And he said it would be a good phone for me to have. These are the features I want to be using. This is a good phone for you to have. And I said, okay, well, good. And so he tells me that, and he goes through everything my son went through, and then he gets down to the part where it says uninstall the little apps and this and that. And he said, you don't have any apps on this phone. I said, yeah, I know. And it says my memory is full on the apps. He goes, oh. And he gets online and he looks, and then he calls a couple of people, and he comes back and he says, what the problem is the phone that you have, you can't stop automatic update on the apps installed on the phone from the factory. You can only shut off automatic updates for the phone, for the apps that you install on it. And I go, yeah, I know. So why does it keep updating? And how comes it full? He says, because you don't have enough memory for the factory. So I said, and he went through a long, drawn-out process explaining it to me. And I said, so what you're basically telling me is you sold me a damn phone that don't even have enough memory on it to update any apps for a period of time. And it's going to be a matter of a couple of months, or however long, or however many updates your people put on there. It's a scam in my book. They sell me a phone, they put apps on it, and then by the time it updates for a couple of months, it's full, it can't update anything, and then I can't even use it to do Google Maps. I can't even put one single app on it myself. I can't even do nothing with this phone, basically, but answer it, say hello, and do texting on it. And text people back. But as far as Google Maps or Google or Chroma or any of that other crap, I'm going to have some serious issues, and I'm going to get lost everywhere I go, or take twice as long to get there because your damn phone will not work properly for me. He goes, well, basically it's a low-end phone. I said, no, but here's the deal. It's a low-end phone, I understand. But you're selling me, and I'm not wanting you to take it personal. I said, but your factory franchisers up there in the big corporate office have come up with this idea that they're going to sell me a phone with not enough gigabyte memories to update any of the apps decently for a period of time. It has so little of a memory database that I can't even put a memory card in it and let it update that away. He says, no, when you put a memory card in this phone, it's not going to let you take factory apps installed on your phone and stick them on the card. It's not going to do that. And I said, I understand that. I said, but because this is a low-end phone, it's going to do this. And then most people get ticked off at it, and they throw it down. They go in there and buy them another phone. It lasts for a couple of 2-3 months, does the same things. They throw it down, and you're basically training us as customers that you might as well save your money and go over here and either sign a 2-year contract and get a free phone like you want me to do. And I'm not going to do it. I already did that once, man. I signed up for a free phone, got the free phone, and what it basically boils down to is it's not free. The service is not free. They find these little loopholes and ways to charge the hell out of you, and I had to end up paying that off when I got my settlement money, and I paid that off, and they wanted me, and I went in there to try to get another phone, and this, that, and the other, and they said, well, you qualify for a Galaxy blah, 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 blah. I said, I don't want that, man. I don't want to spend that money. I don't want to sign a 2-year contract. I don't want you sticking it to me when I'm a little bit tiny late paying the bill, and then you tack on all these extra surcharge fees and everything else, and pretty soon I'm in the hole and got my credit screwed up again because y'all want to screw me. He says, well, however you want to look at it, sir. I go, yeah. I'm not saying anything personally about this to you, man. But the phone, and then I'll hang up on him and let it go. But it basically, in my knowledge that they're giving me, is that if you're not going to buy one of their high-dollar phones, they're going to put you through a training process and teach your ass a lesson to where you will buy a nice high-end phone eventually. You're going to get tired of screwing yourself. You're going to get tired of buying the cheap. Heck with it. Let's go for broke. We'll drive a crappy car. We won't own a house. We won't pay the electricity bill. We won't buy the other things in life that we need to buy just because we got to find a decent phone out here where the maps and my children can get out here and find their way out of a wet paper sack with a Google Maps. My children, they can't find their way out of a wet paper sack with a map. They got to have their cell phone. Or they couldn't find anybody out here as far as opening up a phone book. I think that they don't even know how to use a phone book. I don't even think they've ever picked up a phone book. I don't even think they know what a phone book is. If you take that damn phone away from them, they're lost. So me as a father has to buy them a decent phone, or they're going to be coming to me every 2 or 3 months now saying, Daddy, I need to I know, I can't have that phone. It's too cheap. Daddy, man, my phone's giving me more problems now. Daddy, buy me another one. Daddy. And that's what's happening out here. They're making it to where you buy your child a phone, or you yourself have to buy a low-end phone, and then you and they're going to teach your ass a lesson. They're going to get that money out of you one way or another, these cell phone companies. One way or the other. They're going to get the money out of you. Whether it be little at a time or one big sock in the face. And that's the way that shit goes, man. That's why they say they're going to give you a free phone up front, because they know they're going to get their money back out of you in the long run. 10 times fold over. Unless you're just completely, extremely wealthy and can afford to buy that phone service and never become delinquent on any kind of payment at all. And every time it might have a little bug or virus, you can take it in there because you got insurance that you pay for, and they fix it all the time. And they know that they better not screw around with the high-end phones like that, because somebody will say, look, man, I paid good money for this phone. I'm paying you good insurance. I'm having to waste gas to come down. They already know what the questions are going to, and the complaints are going to be. But as far as these low-end phone people, don't buy them. And if you're forced to buy them, well then, when it starts acting funny, don't never put no apps on it. And when it starts acting funny, you better save all your contacts to a SD or a memory card, and you better save all your pictures to a SD card or a cloud or something, and then have to every 2 or 3 months for your children or for yourself reset the phone constantly, because that's the way they're sucking you in, man. Most people my age are going to just get frustrated with the phone and go buy another one, and go buy another one, and go buy another one. And by the time it's all said and done, by the time of all this time when I've been working hard for a living, every time I come across this problem with a phone, I threw it so hard it broke it. And my wife says, why'd you do that for? It's all your fault. You broke it. No, it's because the phone was acting stupid and I couldn't stand it no more. Cause and effect. Then I went and bought another one. I can't tell you how many phones I just stomped in the ground because they would act stupid on me and lock up on me. And it wasn't my fault. I'm finding out now that, yeah, it was my fault for losing my temper on them phones. But I'm finding out now that I don't have to explain anymore. I don't have to explain it anymore, because now that I'm forced to stick with the low-end phone and I can't afford to buy another one, I was forced to just dig deeper and find out before throwing the phone, knowing I could buy another one. Now I can't throw the phone. Now I had to learn a lesson. Now that I'm not working no more, I ain't going to throw that phone. Before, when I was working on the job, man, I only paid $50 for this damn thing. I'd get so mad at it, I would just crunch it with a hammer. I mean, one time I remember I grabbed a hammer and I went, you suck, and get it out of my system, and then go back up there to the store and buy me a new phone at lunchtime, come back to work, and I'm just happy. I just considered it an overhead cost. And now having to dig real deep and find out what's going on and find out why these phones are doing this. And it just blows my mind that all this time I've been blowing money on low-end phones when I should have, when I've had the money, bought me a high-end phone. And even at that, if I would have back then bought a high-end phone, if I still had it today, sir, your phone's out of date. None of these apps are going to work on your phone. You're going to have to update your phone. It's a money pit. Damn it. This world is going to hell in a handbasket, people. Especially with these damn cell phones. And especially with technology. That cell phone is the heart and the root of the internet with a child now. If you're not going to let him play on the computer and buy him own computer, that is going to be something that you ask him a question. Who's the 25th president of the United States? Hold on. And he'll tell you. How do I get to so-and-so over here in Fort Worth? Hold on, Daddy. And he'll tell you. But if you give him the old school things like a map's going, a phone book, hey, how do we get over here to so-and-so? First you look in the phone book, you find the name of the business, then you get over here on the map and you find the address, then you get over here and find the address, and you chase it down and flip the pages, and it took me about 5 minutes to get my answer, and I would always be there on time. When I had to go somewhere every day, a different day, whenever I did heating and air conditioning installs before these phones came out, the boss man would send me a copy. He would in the office. It was with my paperwork. It was in the back of it. He would already have all that crap in the office done. All I had to do is follow on the map how to get there. And even at that, sometimes he had to shoot 2 or 3 pages. And some businesses I went to do installs for, they would give you a book, a MapSco book, and a phone book. If you got lost or the address wasn't correct or whatever, and you had to look on the phone book, find the address of the place you were going, and then go on the MapSco and learn how to cross-reference that crap. And y'all remember line A or B area C, and you would drag it like this. There it is. There's the street I need to be on right there, right there. And it didn't give you the exact address. It just gave you a general location. You know what street to look for. Make a left here. Make it. And there was somebody over there in the cockpit with me, or in the truck with me. Okay, all right. You're going to be coming up on this street, on this street, on this street. And he would follow up the paper, and I would go, okay. He said, hold on, man. I got to turn the page. You have to go to page so-and-so, because it says next at the top it would say go to page so-and-so, and he'd go, hold on, man. And sometimes I had to pull over just a little bit or slow down a little bit, and he would say, okay, now you need to go on here and make the next right. That's the way we had to do it back in the old school days. Now, man, my kids are lost, dude. If technology phone breaks down on their ass, they're going to be, Daddy, my phone went dead, and I don't know where to go, and I don't know where I'm at. Really? Really? I just have a strange feeling that technology is going to bite us in our ass one day. We're going to be so stupid. People are going to be born and bred in this world so immaturely and stupid that some of the common sense things in this life of ours is going to be lost. Another example, man. Heard for somebody that their child got burnt. It was a new house. Their child got burnt from the hot water coming out of the faucet. I said, how come? He said, because the parents had installed one of those lights on their faucet, and red for hot and blue for cold and purple shades when it was warm. Well, somehow the damn light malfunctioned in the sink, and they had to rush their child to the hospital because the child didn't know what no colors meant. It didn't know that the steam rolling out of the damn faucet might have been a clue. I don't know. But he burned himself because he didn't see any colors coming out of the sink. And I just have a feeling that in the future, man, technology is going to screw us so hard, and we're going to end up failing. And I think that maybe it's just a personal belief of mine, but I think that the dinosaurs were extinct because they ate their own asses out of they just there wasn't nothing to eat no more. And I think that technology is going to end up doing us the same way, to where there's not going to be nothing to learn anymore, and therefore technology is going to close down, or something's going to happen, and that technology is going to go for a little minute, and then everybody's going to die right there and then and there, because they put themselves up there with the technology so much that they don't even have a backup plan. That there is no backup plan. There's not going to be a backup plan. And I think we're going to be extinct at our own hand. I really do. I used to think it was war that might make us, the human race, extinct, but I really do. I think something massively is going to happen with technology, that the complete human race is going to be no more. They're going to upgrade us to robots and stick a human brain in there, and we're going to live forever. And then, oh, well, now there's no more human bodies around, so there's no more brains, and we had a little glitch, and it put a virus into all of those brains and the robots out there, and so now there's only like maybe 10% of human population out there, and they're so corrupt and with disease and everything, and then they die, and then that's the end of the world. I don't know. You just go put all kinds of scenarios on that situation. I think we're going to die from our own hand. I really do. And I'm going to get off here and let this go, and y'all be good, man. Bye.